this just ceased to amaze me. Tiffany Henyard is in the news again. She's in trouble. She's being sued again by 3 different people, and there's more lawsuits pending. Well, you have these 3 women now. They're suing her for wrongful termination. They didn't want to go along with her shakedown of what she's doing in the city and the township. You know, people that didn't agree with Tiffany, they would be fired or they would get their licenses revoked. People that didn't want to vote for her, she was doing all kinds of nasty things, and she had all kinds of nasty strategies to force people into voting for her. And in this video, we're going to see a whole bunch of stuff that this woman's been doing. She has no business. If all this stuff that's being said about this woman is true, she has absolutely no business being in office. And I hope that the city of Dalton can learn from this. So this one woman, she did an interview, and she talked about what's going on the inside, right? Because we're looking at things from the outside, but she worked side by side with Tiffany Henyard, and she's explaining why she got fired and what she couldn't go along with, which ultimately had her move to another department, and then she met her termination. Check this out.
And for Dawn tonight, we start with new controversy in Dalton.
Honestly, I didn't want to file a lawsuit against the village, but it didn't sit right not to do anything, and I wanted my story to be heard.
3 more lawsuits now filed against Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, this time for wrongful termination.
Now, the plaintiffs claim they were retaliated against for not going along with the mayor's demands. Elizabeth Matthews is in Dalton tonight with the latest.
These 3 civil suits were filed in federal court on Wednesday, but this now makes about 40 lawsuits against the mayor, more specifically against the village of Dalton.
It's sad that she had this wonderful platform and she just destroyed everything and anything. She's affected a lot of people's lives, and she just doesn't care.
Samisha Williams is one of 3 plaintiffs claiming they were fired illegally by Tiffany Henyard, acting as either mayor of Dalton or Thornton Township supervisor. Williams worked as the director of Dalton's building department from 2019 to 2022.
She didn't want us to process business licenses and permits for certain business owners.
How do you know that? Did she personally talk to you about that, or how did you know it was coming from her?
Yeah, she told me personally, because one business owner in particular, I told her, I said, there's no reason for this business owner not to get his permits. And she said, I don't care, have his lawyer, contact our lawyer.
Henyard has been accused of corruption, and now federal agents are reportedly investigating. Bert Odelson is Dalton's legislative counsel for the trustees.
I sent a letter today to the Attorney General and to the state's attorney and to our legislators asking for help.
He says the town cannot afford these lawsuits, 4 dozen of them.
She's bankrupting the town. The town doesn't have any money, and it's not going to have any money for a long time.
But he warns there will be more.
A lot of employees are not stepping up, former employees.
Why?
Probably retaliation.
They're nervous.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. I'm on the side of right.
Williams' attorney, Matthew Costardo, says he may be filing a few more wrongful termination lawsuits against the village in the coming days. We reached out to the mayor for comment, have not yet heard back. In Dalton, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
So she's bankrupting the town. The town don't have no money, no cheese, no falouche, no cash. They're broke because of this woman. There's 4 dozen lawsuits pending because of this woman. These people have reached out to the state's attorney general, the senator, the president, the governor. I mean, they reached out to Jesus. They reached out to everybody. And this woman is still in office. Still in office. But you know what's crazy? You know, a couple months back, she was even sued by a church. Check this out.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard is facing a federal lawsuit, accusing her of discriminating against the church. Redeemed Christian Church of God Resurrection Power Assembly alleges the mayor and the village failed to apply Dalton's zoning code by preventing the church from renovating the building it purchased. The pastor said the church needed more space because attendance has gone up. The church has operated in Dalton for the past 10 years. We're waiting for a response to the lawsuit from the village.
So as you can see, Jesus ain't even safe with this woman. I mean, the church, listen, Jesus, the Apostle Paul, John, the Baptist, nobody is safe under this woman's regime. She's coming for everybody. She got everybody on the run. It's crazy. But you know what's even crazier? She does something so illegal where in Dalton Township, where she receives her salary is over 200-something thousand, she changed the charter that if anybody would run against her and win, it would plummet down to 25,000, and that would deter people from running against her. But she's not allowed to do that. But she did it anyway, because this is Tiffany Henyard, right? I mean, this is the woman that told Jesus that he don't have no place in Dalton. The church isn't even suing her. So if Jesus can't even challenge her, you got the state's attorney, the feds, everybody's investigating. She's still sitting there. But let's look at what she did with how she's doing this thing illegally with the salaries and the way she's maneuvering the salaries. Check this out.
But first, what some say is a sneaky move to keep a controversial township supervisor in power. In part 2 of our investigative series, the mayor of Dalton, who's also the Thornton Township supervisor, cements her salary with a last-minute vote.
Our Dane Placco reveals just how she did it. Dane?
Anthony and Natalie, she makes a whopping $224,000 a year. Now Thornton Township supervisor Tiffany Henyard wants to cut the salary of her position by nearly $200,000. What a great move for taxpayers, right? Well, the pay cut only happens if someone else gets that job.
It's maybe the worst attempt to try to dissuade people from running that I've ever seen, and that's a long time.
Longtime municipal attorney Bert Odelson says he was stunned when he saw the latest move by controversial Thornton Township supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who also doubles as the mayor of Dalton. 2 weeks ago, the township board passed an ordinance that allows Henyard to continue collecting her $224,000 a year salary. But if anyone other than Henyard gets the job, the ordinance resets that salary to $25,000 a year. Odelson says that's blatantly unconstitutional because you can't set an elected official's salary based on who's holding the seat.
You put a salary to attach to the job, to the officer. So it is a blatant attempt to dissuade other people from running and to allow the current supervisor to maintain the $250,000 or whatever it is obnoxious salary.
I didn't receive any information, actually literally till I sat down for the meeting.
No, so you didn't know this was coming?
No.
Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez says he didn't vote for the ordinance because he was handed the 7-page document at the start of a meeting and didn't even have a chance to read it. Gonzalez says it's clear Henyard is trying to ward off an election challenge by cutting the salary of anyone who beats her by nearly 90%.
Discourage people from running is probably the first thing that comes to mind.
A spokesperson for the township declined to comment about Henyard's salary ordinance, and Henyard has not responded to any of my direct emails. Tonight at 9, we'll have much more on this story and how it may not scare off a big political player who's considering a run against her.
So even Bert Odelson was stunned at what he saw. He said, this is unprecedented. I've never seen nothing like this. But again, Tiffany Henyard is in town. Y'all voted her in, and she in there shaking things up. She in there doing things her way. She did it her way. Yeah. And y'all can't get, and nothing they can do about it. They haven't gotten her out of office. She just doing, listen, she taking trips to Vegas. She meeting with presidents. She riding around in $200,000 trucks. She eating shrimp and lobster. She taking trips out of the country. They got SA allegations on her board of trustees. She fired her police chief and brought in another police chief. She has alleged pows where people are accusing her of doing those things. What else does she have? She's maneuvering the way the salaries around. Man, listen, she even kicked Jesus out. She got the church suing her. Man, listen. Tiffany, Tiffany Henyard ain't no joke, man. She ain't no joke. She running that whole town into the ground. They got 4 dozen lawsuits against this woman. And she's still coming into the meetings, prancing into the meetings, cussing everybody out, putting everybody in check, calling out the haters. She just, listen, she doing it her way. Her way. This is crazy, man. This one right here is crazy. Tiffany Henyard, man. Listen, I don't even at this point, after now seeing that she done took the salary, and if anybody runs against her, it goes from $224,000 down to $25,000. Man, she ain't playing no games, man. She came here to stay. But I'm going to cut this video short here, man. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, man. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.